God that today we are all here. Some people played roles within what was just said in 1 or 2 minutes.
For the emancipation of...
For the yes, you understand. But thank God today that we are all where we are. Not undermining that some people, even today, post 21st century, some people are still struggling to survive where they are. There is still that you can't be here. It's not only in Palestine. You understand? We still have it here, even within Egba domain. That some people still say you can't be here. It's our land. So, but we thank God generally that we are here. So I will not narrow down to now say, who are those people? There are so many people. But that has been singled out that Lisabi, you know, we used to have the Egba forest. During that old times and days, Lisabi made his own mark. But thereafter, it never stopped there. The movement continued. They got to Oduono, from Ibadan, they got to Oduono, and Shodeke emerged, and he took them, settled Egba here before others now joined. The Owus are just passing by. But because of different roles we had played at our different places, we were hearing about ourselves. So they heard about the Olufakuns. They said, those people, it's better we make them to stay around. And the history had it, there was entities and there was discussion. And today, we are all stakeholders.
Yeah, thank you very much for that historical perspective that you have just brought in. Dr. Akinsola, when you reflect on the euphoric atmosphere that the Lisabi Day of 2025 generated, what's your feeling?
Now, for me, I would want to start by saying it was actually historic today that we have the Orunto of Owu Kingdom here, myself here, both of us being an alumni of Lisabi Grammar School to talk about Lisabi Day today.
That's great.
He's actually a very long senior. I didn't even meet him at school. And I'm so glad that we are talking about Lisabi Day too. Now, straight back to your question, Mr. Ake. When you talk about 2025 Lisabi Day, there is a new twist that we actually add to it. We've always been having it. I mean, for a period of about 37 years. The one that we had this year is the 30th edition. So there is a particular group in Egbaland called Egba Legacy Network, being headed by Chief Laila-Bode. It was the one who came up with this idea of Egba Liganza. Now, is it possible for us to have a situations where the Lisabi Day, we can have glitz and glamour to it, beyond what we used to have? Yes, we go to Olumo. Yes, we go to Lisabi. Yes, we do, the normal rituals. When some of us, University of Ibadan, there and then, part of what were handed over to me were the Egba Association certificate of 1968.
Wow.
You can really see that. And hardly will you go to any country of the world today where you won't see the presence of Egba Kingsmen there. They usually celebrate it. Each time that Kabi Salake goes to United States, particularly Texas, he used to imagine the magnitude of things that are actually done about it. And when you look at the world today, the world is tilting towards culture. You understand? The world is actually tilting towards entertainment and a blend of everything together. When you look at, for example, you look at Saudi Arabia, beyond their oil, the next thing that you see them that investing into is the people.
Looking at what we need to do, for example, what about the poetry competition? Did you have something like that, reenacting the Egba poetry? All these poetry and contemporary competitions to reenact those issues.
We are saying too many things together. Let's talk about, if we want to talk about the economic side, that as it particularly had a very strong leg of economic gain, whose own good sense I can demarcate and tell you this is Kenta, this is Toko. It's a place I go to almost every day. I just left there for this program. Why am I saying this? I'm talking Nigeria now. I can tell you that a week before the event, a week during the event, I didn't see the movement into that market. And it's supposed to be an adjoint to the Lisabi Day. So all these are just sides of it. Yes, we have introduced fashion strongly into it. And it's a week-long activity. Monday, Tuesday, so many things. There was football, there was opening on some projects, there was IO game, there was scholarship, and all the rest. But we're not saying that. Can we totally now look at it for more economic gains for the organizers? One, primarily, how do I mean? That there will be sponsorship, that it is, because I know how it transited from a day to festival. So I will not call it Lisabi Day. You know, I know it's festival because I know how it's good, because it was because of sponsorship. So now, thereafter, after being a festival is not of a family. It's not of a thing. It should be of all. You understand? So what I'm not trying to say is, at the end of the day, we still want to see that there must be thought for economic gain now. We have this, we showcase the market with it. That's Nigeria, because that's international business.
Iconic places.
Yes, and thank God that in the speech of the governor on that day, he said he just visited Olumorok. Olumorok is not attractive today. It's not. So these are part of it. That's why I introduced the word tourism. We need to now hugely, because some nations, they are really
deriving a lot of economic benefit.
They don't even have tax, they don't have oil, they don't have mineral resources. It's about tourism. So we can, economically, we need to exploit that.
Thank you very much. Dr. Akinsola, I want you to read who visited Egba during that occasion. What were the takeaways?
Now, I will take it, I'll start from where Orunto actually stopped. There are that I invited, told me that his likes went from being 1,000 to 13,000.
Yeah.
Within a couple of, 1 or 2 days. You understand?
Because of the international connection.
Go to TikTok today, put Lisabi Day there, or you put Egbaliganza. Go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go everywhere. Google it. You will really see how well this has actually traveled when you talk about social media impression. But by and large, we had a couple of people who flew in from other parts of Nigeria. We have people who flew in from various countries of the world. And it has been able to have one communication that should we want to do Egba Festival, or we want to have what we call Egba Day, some people are betting and craving that, please, let me throw in myself.
That's bringing about
the old fashion, the old
what used to be our virtues, what used to be our values.
So by the time some of us, we are not going to no longer be around, we'll have the generation unborn to be able to say, oh, I know this, I know that. I know. For example, I'm a pastor in my church. Okay. For example, I'm a pastor. Some people had this narrative that as a pastor, are you supposed to wear kembe? Are you now work kembe? If you don't know where it ends, some of us will say people that are doing, because the way we have demonized those people that are doing culture, we tend to throw away. Because when you go to some of this Western world, you see the way they discuss about their culture. It's quite different from being Omoluabi. You understand? So we need to understand the gap. So by and large, for the fact that we are doing some of these things, we should be able to cascade the culture into the generation. Then we sell the right narratives to the generation of God. I think this is what
in fact, you just reminded me of the educational aspect of this festival that has just been celebrated, or the Lisabi Day. A lot of people are having a misconception, a erroneous impression about Yoruba culture, values, and the like. And to them, they are fetish. To them, there are some that they should jettison. Whereas, or maybe Orunto will enlighten us more.
I will.
On those cultural things.
Let me join in. One, I will be very happy to tell you that April 1st, I hosted a website for tradition, culture, and Immersion Church. As we speak, we started Masquerade Festival officially on Sunday. Monday, we were there to receive them in the palace. Do you know that for my family, that's from Orunto family, we have a masquerade called Atekwako.
Atekwako?
Yes. And it's a pillar in what is called Orunto. You have Orunto in Abeokuta, you have Orunto. Orunto is actually the king in Ife. You have Orunto, you have in Ifewara, you have in Oyo, you have in Owo, Iwo. So I only, because we're talking culture, we're talking, so we can have a take home.
Very bad.
We can have a take home from here. So dance, you mentioned dance in culture. He mentioned Kembe, synonymous. Somebody is saying fashion is Israelistic. Do you know that I have talked to the people who are custodians of masquerades last year when they had issues because the thing fell on me to take care of it? Do you know that? I now had to let them know is to buttress and discuss further about what he mentioned. Faith is different from worship. Worship is different from belief. He is a pastor. If he invites me for Thanksgiving and I am Isiaka, will I become a Muslim on that day because I've come for that Thanksgiving?
No,
are you saying that I must not associate with your success? Are you getting it? Because